On the 1st of May every year, the world observes International Workers' Day or Labor Day. We are called to focus our attention on the plight of the workers, the laborers of today, the casual workers, the migrant workers, and so many others who belong to the global workforce, who give our world a sense of meaning, who ensure that the world can move on. Every single citizen is asked to remember about the dignity of workers, about the fact that many of them live a very heart-to-mouth existence, difficult lives, difficult conditions. It is significant that on the 15th of May 1891, Pope Leo XIII gave to the world his path-breaking encyclical called Rerum Novarum of New Things, in which he spoke about the plight of the workers, that a worker is not a cog in the wheel, is not part of a machine, but should be treated with dignity, should have rights, should have working conditions, should have just wages, and so on. That encyclical Rerum Novarum, in fact, became the foundational document of Catholic social teaching. It is also significant that in 1955, Pope Pius XII dedicated the 1st of May as the feast of St. Joseph the Worker. St. Joseph, the foster father of Jesus, was an ordinary carpenter, a skilled profession in fact, at the time of Jesus and even today. But people look down upon professions like these. Didn't people say about Jesus, isn't he the carpenter's son? So on International Workers' Day, we also celebrate the feast of St. Joseph the Worker. 100 years later, after Rerum Novarum, in 1991, Pope John Paul II gave to the world another path-breaking encyclical, Centesimus Annus, the 100th Year, in which he reaffirmed the letter and the spirit of Rerum Novarum and said we must do much more for the workers of the world. He lambasted every kind of capitalism, but he also felt the need of addressing communism and socialism. He in fact said that we need to get into the middle path. Exactly a year ago, on the 8th of May, we had a new Pope. And surprisingly enough, he took the name of Pope Leo XIV. When asked the choice of why he took this name, he said, I chose to take the name Leo XIV. There are different reasons for this, but mainly because Pope Leo XIII, in his historic encyclical Rerum Novarum, addressed the social question in the context of the first great industrial revolution. In our own day, Pope Leo continued, the Church offers to everyone the treasury of her social teaching in response to another industrial revolution and to developments in the fields of artificial intelligence that pose new challenges for the defense of human dignity, justice, and labor. Since the past 1 year, Pope Leo XIV has been drawing our attention to what is happening to the excluded and the exploited of the world. The Catholic Church has always taken a strong stand on behalf of the workers. And we have had the classic example of Cardinal Joseph Cardine, who lived from 1882 to 1967 and founded the Young Christian Workers. He left no stone unturned to focus again on the plight of the workers and ensure that the teachings of Rerum Novarum are mainstreamed in the life and mission of the Church. There is much to be desired for the workers of India. On the 21st of November 2025, the government began implementing the 4 labor codes on wages, industrial relations, social security, and occupational safety, health and working conditions. Concerned citizens, trade unions, and opposition parties label these 4 labor codes as anti-worker. Most of these codes, people say, favor the corporate sector, as we see. Their anti-worker dimension includes the hire and fire policy, curtailing the right to strike, expansion of fixed-term employment, diluted safety and welfare. Recently, we have had protests of workers in Noida and in other parts of UP. They have been striking because of the poor working conditions. Today, trade unions in India are hardly heard of. We are not in a position to mobilize workers to fight for their rights. On a day like this, when we celebrate workers, let us together pledge that we will do all we can to work for the rights of workers, that the dignity they have is ensured, that they be given just wages, proper working times, and above all, treated like human beings. May the workers of the world unite, and we be united with them in thought, word, and deed, today and always.